Section 40, subsection 2 of the British Nationality Act 1981 gives the Secretary of State, in practice the Home Secretary, power to deprive a person of British citizenship if satisfied that deprivation is conducive to the public good.
The UK is planning to deport extremist preachers and Islamists. With growing concerns about extremism and its impact on national security, the UK is about to implement major regulatory changes. Reports show that the UK government is working to tighten visa regulations to keep hate preachers and extremists out of the country. These measures aim to fight extremism while promoting tolerance and inclusivity. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch the video until the end. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future updates. Now let's get started. Upholding national security, UK's new regulations on visa restrictions and extremism. The United Kingdom has been facing the challenge of addressing extremism within its borders while maintaining national security. Reports indicate that the UK government is taking steps to prevent hate preachers, especially from free Muslim majority countries, from entering the country. Additionally, a new regulatory framework is being developed to tackle the presence of extremist preachers and individuals with radical Islamist views. These proposed rules aim to tighten visa restrictions and prevent the entry of those considered a threat to the country's safety and social cohesion. The UK's approach to extremism goes beyond visa regulations, aiming to include hate extremists on a list of individuals ineligible for visas. This reflects a broader effort to combat various forms of extremism and promote tolerance and inclusivity in British society. The Prime Minister has highlighted the link between Islamist extremism and far-right extremism, describing them as two sides of the same coin that threaten the nation. Amid ongoing protests related to the Israel-Gaza conflict, there are concerns about the potential for unrest and violence within the country.
More than 1 million people, including their families, have come to the UK on foreign student visas since January 2021. Not everyone goes home when their visa expires, including Danabal from India.
Was it always your intention that you wouldn't actually be a student? It was just a way of getting a visa?
This is the only reason for that. I just want to save my life.
But you didn't ever plan to be a student?
No.
Determined to get to the UK and stay, Danabal says his politics got him into trouble with the Indian police, so he paid an agency there £7,000 to arrange a university place in Britain. He ended up on a course in the north of England, but says he only stayed a month.
I just thought that, okay, this is the only way I can get through, but I didn't know about other options, so that's why I just used this.
We've met Danabal in Sheffield, but he moves around the country, his life undocumented, relying on cash-in-hand jobs to survive because his student visa has expired.
I'm doing garden cleaning today.
Garden cleaning?
Yeah.
And do they pay you?
No, they didn't pay me. They left this class today.
This is another visa overstayer, Suresh, also from India. He says he's been given clothes for doing someone's garden in London.
Proposed visa regulations. The UK government's move to tighten visa regulations marks a major change in its immigration and national security policies. The proposed rules would prevent individuals known for promoting extremist Islamist views from entering the UK. This measure aims to stop the spread of radical ideas and reduce the risk of extremism in British communities. Additionally, adding hate extremists to the list of those ineligible for visas shows a broad strategy to tackle all forms of extremism, including Islamist and far-right ideologies. Government's response to extremist threats. The Prime Minister's comparison of Islamist and far-right extremism as similar threats emphasises the government's dedication to fighting all types of extremism. By recognising the shared danger of these ideologies, the government aims to promote unity and strength against extremist views and actions. Additionally, the Prime Minister's denouncement of anti-Semitism and anti-Muslim hatred reinforces the government's position against discrimination and intolerance. However, the Prime Minister's comments also underscore the difficulty of balancing national security with protecting civil liberties and freedom of speech.
Mr. Speaker, I said enough is enough, and I mean it, and that means I am prepared to do what must be done. So early next year, we will introduce new legislation to make unambiguously clear that if you enter the UK illegally, you should not be able to remain here. Instead, you will be detained and swiftly returned either to your home country or to a safe country where your asylum claim will be considered. And you will no longer be able to frustrate removal attempts with late or spurious claims or appeals. And once removed, you should have no right to re-entry, settlement or citizenship.
Political discourse and electoral dynamics. The divisive nature of recent political campaigns in the UK has highlighted how political rhetoric influences public discourse and attitudes towards extremism. The Prime Minister's criticism of candidate George Galloway for allegedly dismissing events in Israel underscores the sensitivity of international conflicts and their impact on domestic politics. Additionally, the Prime Minister's support for Tory candidates' positive messaging shows efforts to promote unity and consensus amid political polarisation. Challenges and responses. The UK's approach to extremism faces challenges, especially regarding the safety of politicians and the integrity of democratic processes. Speaker of the House of Commons, Sir Lindsay Hoyle's management of debates on sensitive issues like the Israel-Gaza conflict shows the increased security risks elected officials face. Incidents like the protest targeting Conservative MP Tobias Elwood's home highlight the need for better security measures to protect politicians and democratic institutions.
The faith of Islam, peacefully practiced by millions of our fellow citizens, is emphatically not the same thing as the extremist political ideology of Islamism, which aims to separate Muslims from the rest of society. Islamist extremists and far-right groups are spreading a poison. That poison is extremism.
The UK's new visa restrictions and measures against extremism are a proactive response to the evolving threats the country faces. By tightening visa rules and targeting hate preachers and extremists, the government aims to reduce the risk of extremism within British communities and ensure national security. However, the government must balance security needs with respect for civil liberties and democratic values. As the UK addresses these challenges, promoting unity, tolerance and resilience against extremist ideologies and threats is crucial. As the United Kingdom works to address extremism within its borders, the proposed visa restrictions reflect the government's dedication to protecting national security. Balancing security needs with civil liberties is challenging, but the UK is committed to promoting unity, tolerance and resilience against extremist views. These measures aim to create a safer and more inclusive society for everyone. Navigating the challenges of extremism and national security, the UK is at a pivotal juncture. The proposed regulations signal a robust and clear policy direction, but their implementation will require careful monitoring and assessment to ensure they achieve their intended outcomes without unintended consequences. One of the key challenges is ensuring that the new visa regulations do not inadvertently target innocent individuals or contribute to a climate of fear and suspicion within certain communities. It's essential that the measures are applied fairly and transparently, with clear criteria and due process for those affected. This approach will help maintain trust in the system and ensure that legitimate visitors and immigrants are not unfairly penalised. Moreover, there is a need to balance these security measures with the protection of civil liberties. The UK has a proud tradition of upholding human rights and freedom of expression, and these values should not be compromised in the name of security. Ensuring that individuals have the right to appeal and that their cases are reviewed impartially will be crucial in maintaining this balance. Community engagement is another critical aspect. The success of these measures will depend not only on their enforcement, but also on the support and cooperation of the communities they affect. The government must work closely with community leaders and organisations to explain the rationale behind the regulations and to address any concerns or misconceptions. Building strong partnerships with communities can help in identifying and addressing potential threats more effectively, while fostering a sense of inclusion and mutual respect. Education and counter-radicalisation programmes will also play a significant role in supporting the broader strategy to combat extremism. By investing in educational initiatives that promote critical thinking, tolerance and understanding, the government can help prevent radical ideologies from taking root, particularly among young people. These programmes should be designed to reach across different segments of society, promoting a cohesive and inclusive national identity. International cooperation is another essential component of the strategy. Extremism and terrorism are global issues that require a coordinated international response. The UK should continue to work closely with its international partners to share intelligence, best practices and resources. This collaboration can help in tracking and preventing the movements of extremists across borders and in disrupting their networks. The role of technology cannot be overlooked in this context. The digital age has brought about new challenges in the fight against extremism, with online platforms often being used to spread radical ideologies and recruit individuals. The government must work with tech companies to enhance monitoring and take down extremist content while also respecting privacy and free speech. This is a delicate balance, but one that is necessary to curb the spread of harmful content. Public communication is vital in ensuring that the public understands the need for these measures and supports them. Clear, consistent, and transparent communication from the government can help build public trust and support. It's important to convey that these measures are not targeting specific communities, but are aimed at protecting everyone in the country. In addition to these efforts, there must be ongoing evaluation and adjustment of policies. The threat landscape is constantly evolving, and the government must be prepared to adapt its strategies accordingly. Regular reviews and assessments can help ensure that the measures remain effective and proportionate to the threat. That's all for today's video. What are your thoughts? Please share them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Until then, take care.